Welcome back to Poetry and Police. Remember, subscribe and share my videos. Don't forget, click the notification bell. Yes, Jamaica, let me tell you something. I'm going to hold a reason with people now. I don't want police to listen to this, because sometimes it affects the way that police behaves. And let me tell you this, Jamaica is a very dangerous country, especially when it comes to police officers. Because we all know as police officers that most people in a certain communities want, like they said before, every good police is a dead police. You know what I mean? That's why when police are in shootout out there and police take out these goons, me rejoice over it. Because some boy if he get slapped with, because they are a danger to society. You understand? But what police need to understand is when we are patrol certain areas in the garrison communities, especially them zinc up areas there. You know how much time we are patrol them areas and people are behind those zinc fences with AK-47 or a high power weapon pointed directly at us at close range. Only God help us sometimes that them not decide to murder police right there. Because I am from the Kingston 13 area. And I remember people always tell me, oh Blake, enough time we not pass through the place and we dey behind fence and watch on, you know. And I believe them. But you know, this comes down to the thing that a policeman out there must always be prepared, brethren. If you're not prepared, you're dead out the street. And the police who's never prepared, brethren, will lose his life in Jamaica. Because let me tell you something. I remember one time me and Detective Sergeant Gunter and Cowboy and Hawks them, and we were helping in an operation down in the Kingston Central area. And we were working with the flying squad team, and we were somewhere around the ice factory thereabout. And I remember we were patrolling, we were driving through, we were in a unmarked the tercel. Remember that, Gunter? We were in the tercel. And we saw this man on a bicycle. And I remember Bobby Reds was in the car too. And we drove past the man. I said to the sergeant, it looked like this boy have a gun. And the sergeant Gunter look and say, yeah man, this boy have a gun, you know. But the thing about it, we could not stop again because our backs was already turned to this man. And we were afraid that if we stop in front of the man, then the man would have had the upper hand. So we decided not to accost the man like that. So what we did, we called another unit and said, listen me, boy in a bicycle coming around. Boy appeared to have a gun. A unit responded to the man. Brethren, you see, by the time Gunter spin around the vehicle to come back, come assist, nothing but gunshot. Nothing but gunshot. You see, when we went around where we saw the guy on the bicycle was on the ground. About 2 or 3 police get shot up in the Pahira Jeep, you know? Mobile Reserve Police, you know, and they're supposed to be well-trained police guys. I remember when I graduated from training school and I went to St. Andrews South to work, we did not get any more training, but Mobile Reserve Police got more training, more tactical training. And they're supposed to be more tactically trained than unspear police. I mean, I tell you, that 2 to 3 police get shot up in the back of the Jeep. Because guess what, brother? They were not prepared. Even though we gave them the information, they never believed the sergeant that the boy had a gun. They never believed us. And casually approached the man. The man had a Tech 9 and wheel off and shell them down with gunshot. The boy escaped. And we followed blood trails up in this central Kingston area to some houses, but we never found him. But I'm saying this to say that as a policeman, you have to be prepared at all times when you're working out there on the street, man. You have to protect your lives. If those policemen were not prepared the other day in downtown Kingston, you know, those boys in that car with 6 guns would have the upper hand and you would have heard it. Here, so 2 or 3 police was killed or more. If they got the upper hand. So as a police, you have to be on your P's and your Q's at all times. Brethren, you can't go out there go waste time. I'm going to say this, listen. I was driving down in downtown Kingston one day coming from the lab. And a police was in the car by the name of Cargill in the police jeep. And I am the type of police that like this. Nothing misses me. I see everything. When I am working, I see everything. And I remember I was driving down I drove past the War Theatre and turned that corner where the Court Memorial Hall was, and there's a stoplight right at East Queen Street. And I think it's Church Street, that street. And But when I approached, there was a JPS office to the left. I realized that two men were leaning on another man on a wall. And I was a driver, but I was observing. Because I don't miss anything. And I was saying to myself, how can I get thing I go on this in the middle of downtown Kingston in the middle of there? But so I was looking. When I stopped at the stoplight, I was turning my head back and looking. And the man leaning on the wall must have realized that I was looking and he shouted, "Officer, help!" And at that moment, I jumped out of the police jeep. I was the driver. And two men, the two men that held up that man to the wall, run to the side of the park and just pop off. And I was in the middle of the road and these boys was firing shots at me and in the middle of the road. I tell the Virgin told me roll all my shoes buckle pop off that day. Clothes tear up, and my knee chip up. Understand? Roll and put back gunshot and end up in a running gun battle now because I was firing and they were firing and they started to run and I was chasing them and firing shots at them until I put down one in the middle of the street. And one, he got up and run underneath the bottom of a JUTC bus in the middle, right, in Orange Street right there. I noticed he was running. I was running behind him and I noticed his left side, was bloody. So that would appear that he got shot in the left side. But while I was chasing this man, you have to observe the thing, this is Orange Street and it's a Friday. And the amount of people that was there, the amount of crowd, I just decided that I was not going to chase this man any further. Because I realized that the other police was not behind me. So, just me alone against the whole downtown, no, that wouldn't work. So I stopped chasing the man and turned back. When I turned back, I realized Cargill was, coming towards me. And so I observed that Cargill was alright. Because at one point I thought Cargill was shot, or could have been shot. So we went back to the vehicle and, the Central Police came to assist. And I remember Detective Blackwood was there and I made a report to Detective Blackwood about the shooting. I reported the shooting and we left for Huntsville. And about an hour later, Blackwood called me and told me that the suspect that I shot was held. But he was dead, they found him dead underneath a bridge around the Orange Street area. But they did not recover the gun because by that time, the unscrupulous people has already taken away the gun. But the beauty about the situation, yes, that man was down and it was two of them and a licensed firearm holder assisted, but I didn't realize that the licensed firearm holder was assisting me. He held the other suspect. So when I went back to Central, the other suspect were there and the man gave his statement. And the boy that they found later that died, his picture was on the wall, wanted as one of the most wanted men in the Kingston Central area. So Black would say, respect, Blake, and thanks, because you have taken out a man that was giving us trouble, a whole lot of robberies for months. So it was a good spot of work. But the thing about it, my friends, that why I tell you this story is that as police officers, brethren, you people have to be careful out there when you're patrolling. You can't miss nothing. You cannot take anything for granted, brethren. Because like I have said before, police, your lives are in danger once you're a police officer in Jamaica. And from time to time, we never have the proper equipment. Sometimes we don't even have bulletproof vests, because I personally never have any. But I think the force might be different now. I hope so, where every police is getting bulletproof vests nowadays. Police work is a very dangerous job out there, and if you don't watch yourself, people will kill you. And most of the times when police, there's a shooting, people are quick to say that police murder people and we are not being shot at. That is what they say most of the time, Like no boy no brave to fire upon police. Like, what do you think? I learned this, people by patrolling with the Hawks and them, man. The Hawks teach me this, The most dangerous man you can come across as a police out there is a man on a bicycle or a bike. Because we have accosted men on bicycles before and motorcycles before, and by the time you quint, man, I run off a bicycle and gunshot a tear in your direction already. And sometimes you throw down some of these boys, they might get shot in them back. Because they are not turning around to fire at you, they are running whilst they hold the gun behind them and firing at you at the same time while running away. And the only reason why some of us police are not even dead yet, even including me, is because some of them boys are not straight. Because if them boys could have shoot, me probably dead a million times already. I am telling you the truth. Sometimes boy fire shot at me road and me can't believe say none no catch me. It's because they can't shoot. But you have to try as a policeman at least to prevent these things from happening. But you have to open your eyes, brethren. And I'm so happy that the policemen in downtown Kingston opened their eyes the other day, because if their eyes was not open and their ears was not cocked, they would have ended up on top. So I'm just saying, policemen, this is a reminder to police officers out there. I don't want to hear something on the drop out right now. Because gunshot no nice, gunshot no easy. And well, when you die, you don't know about dying. But it's not easy on your friends and family. Especially if you have children as a policeman. And it's not like your family is going to get a whack of money if you take care of them for the rest of their lives. The money that they get can't do nothing. There's nothing put in place to take care of your family after you have died. But you see, we have some police officers who still sacrifice, because our loyalty is to the country and the people, so we sacrifice our lives, and yet we are not appreciated. But at the same time, we have to learn to appreciate our own lives. Not to run away from gunmen or not to do our jobs, but just to be careful. So this is just a message to police officers out there. Patrol, brethren, run the street. Sometimes you have to make boy fear you. Because when they fear you, that is the time that they do not fire upon you. Boy no fear you, then we fire. Like the Jamaican saying, don't know who for fright. So if no boy no see you're not shot at, boy we take you on. And go show off back to him friend and beat shot by police officers. That's how the thing set. So police officers, be careful out there. Patrol, opening the eyes, opening the ears, and watch every corner. Respect.